Okay, so I was at the gym this morning and I was working on my pistol squat. And I definitely have some stiffness in my hips, and I'm also going to be really sore from my workout today. I'm just going to share with you a few hip mobility exercises that I like to do to address that stiffness. So I'm going to start lying on my back. And knees bent, okay? And then I'm letting my knees go from one side to the other. I'm using my stomach muscles to control this movement, and I'm trying to focus on rotation from the hip and trying not to let my lumbar spine take over and let my hips roll all the way out to the side. So I'll just do this for a few minutes just to start warming up that joint. And then from there, you can cross one foot over. Go side to side a few times. And then switch. Okay, and then also feet wider apart, trying to drop the knees down towards the floor, and then the other side. So you get greater range of motion than with the feet together in this position. Okay. From there, I was sitting up, and so this is a progression, okay? I'm going to brace myself with my hands here, and I'm leaning backward a little, okay? Sitting at like a 90-degree angle, and I'm going to drive the movement with this leg, and I'm going to try to lift this leg up first, and then this leg will follow. So I'm trying to push up with my right knee, and then my left knee will then follow. Okay. All right. So if you think that is easy, then you're going to try to sit up nice and tall. And from there, you're going to try not to use your hands. Okay, so again, this knee is leading, driving the movement, and then this knee would follow. But going back this way, this leg is leading, and then this leg followed. Okay. So here we're working on hip internal, external rotation. Hip internal, external rotation is needed for squats, lunges, walking. A lot of the times people will have low back pain, and we'll work on their low back pain, but there's still some deficits, and then we look at the hips as well, and we address the hip mobility, and then it starts to help with their back pain. The next thing that we're going to try is some multifidus lifts. For this, you just need something. I'm using a yoga block. You can also use like even a rolled up yoga mat or a pillow. But I'm going to use this. I'm going to put my knee on the yoga block. Okay, from here, what you're going to do is lift and lower the knee that's on the floor. As you lift, you want to make sure that your hips aren't swaying too far from one side to the other. And you want a big exhale as you lift up. So you're going to inhale and then exhale. And you're going to think about trying to drive the left hip up towards the ceiling. And then back down. So there you're having to control hip internal, external rotation of the stabilizing leg. And also you should feel it a little bit in your back. So some things that people tend to do, not only with the hips, you can easily see my hips rocking from side to side in this view, but I'm going to turn this side so you can see some of the other common mistakes. So the other common mistake is that when people go to lift, their knee comes up this way. But think about going straight up towards the ceiling. And back down. Okay. So the next one is slightly more advanced, and this is called a hip hike. We do this in standing. And you just need something. You could use the yoga block again. You're going to and you'll probably need something to hold on to. You're going to step on the yoga block or block. I'm going to back up just a little. And then from there, dropping your hip down and then lifting it back up. Okay. So here we get more muscle activation of those hip internal, external rotators. And then also in the obliques. Really trying to control that movement up and down. I'm going to turn around so you can see my hips from the back. So drop the hip. Think about elongating this side and then picking this side back up. So you're going to feel it in this hip and then in your obliques as well. Okay. Next exercise that I like to do for the hips are hip airplanes. And this one, I'm going to show you. So you extend the leg behind you, okay? And you can have the toe down initially if you need to. So what this looks like is you drop the hip down and then rotate up. So down and then rotate up. Okay. And we're going to switch. Rotate the hip down. And I'm hearing a lot of popping in my hips as I do this. like to do about 10 of those per side, 2 sets. And so that's just a really good warm-up exercise routine for any hip exercises or squats, lunges, any day that you're going to be doing lower body exercises. You can either use that as your warm-up, pick a couple of them, and then use a couple of them as your cool down to make sure you don't get stiff in the hips. All right. Thanks for watching and moving with me. I hope that helps you with your stiff hips. Follow along and I will continue with those fitness tips. Thank you.